standard. The Messi standard this particular season, and it has caused them in the Champions League. The last 2 seasons, they've seen Champions League final. They've seen Champions League semi-final. Let's bring Leo, the demigod of world football. Near Clamacy Champions League, he qualified by a round of 16 exit, and he was off against Madrid. Etienne America say, PG supporters, and then the obsession in terms of Champions League, meaning between money Juventus, meaning they are so much obsessed with the Champions League. And they will sacrifice anybody. And then Leonardo Nankason Muhuruno. I'm not fan Leonardo. Today, Samako Verratti, a mistake in terms of Champions League on the Beconoso. They don't care. And it's quite painful. And me tell Gerard Romero, Okase, you see Gerard Kasa.
Throughout spending in bringing in top stars. Bibin country PSG for say spending to bring top stars alone and guarantees of the Champions League.
You see,
it looks like omu project no. Omu ha no makoto biaba. Omu ha no makoto biaba. Who a clear plan say be a when you there to a PSG ediso.
I think
like City.
Yeah, not direction F and that's Thomas Tuchel. I think that was one of the biggest mistakes on me. The direction is very nice under Thomas Tuchel. One of the finest tacticians are currently in the game. One buy a dear pet because of course home you know me as I went to me from my in free. And then in football now yeah bono. Anyhow a game now involved what to me bought 3 players up front Ajibu. It seems everybody is a star and everybody expects to be fed. Say yenje born and you feed me. Now me fan question. Messi today he's more like a playmaker than Sam Messi na near Nimni say obeje ball gidi. Today oje ball another Messi no opportunity. And that's the more reason why he has more assists than goals I watched this season. Because he has turned into Xavi prime. The prime days of Iniesta, the prime days he has become more like a playmaker than a player that will draw, pick ball, take on defenders, and it's all we only Luka Modric. Sata can I Luka Modric the prime Messi, Luka Modric and 1 man baby. So that is the situation. Mr. Barcelona for said the Jara de Cano. More Monconco Fala Messi. More Manemba, Messi in dinner Heno PSG.
The PSG Pamono. Sir, PSG no 2 years.
This is
Otachibwa Rooney.
Gerard Neka. Some say you know Gerard Romero. Or Brepa. When him Gerard closeness to Air Barcelona. And it's all because a whole hair Messi. And Barcelona phony didn't come as best betting me about Baka. Na catch us into me and direct our conversation. Now the reality is that Barcelona today are playing one of the best football games under Xavi Hernandez. An era has ended and they have to move on. And today they've moved on with Ferran Torres, Adama Traore, Ousmane Dembele, Gavi, Pedri, Frankie de Jong. These are the players today they have moved on with them. And the demigod history in Barcelona is an unblemished one. But the reality is that Barcelona at some point in time they needed to move on from Ronaldinho.
Young players at Barcelona, Gavi, Ricky Puig,
Pedri, Frankie de Jong.
Omu had the guidance of Lionel Messi.
Why 34 years? How many years no betting abo? He's 34. He'll be 35 soon. No, the guidance already they have found their rhythm. Some guidance on the memory today. So mobile, they seem to be more guided by coaching without touchline on in Xavi. Xavi is giving them that guidance, and sometimes you even ask yourself this question: say, I didn't plan a Messi no struggles. Say, I didn't know Bressa. Nay, Xavi Moon and a guide on Messi Nana. And as Xavi Moon and a man Messi boss are born or born. Today, Messi is the head coach of Barcelona. So, some guidance you expect from Xavi. Xavi Hernandez. Some guidance you expect from Messi, no. Xavi Hernandez is our guidance, no. They are okay. It's Mr. Omama Ferran Torres, mo. Elmo Barcelona. It's a new generation. No Messi na nkasa ya Pamo Ronaldinho mane ko AC Milan.
They say them zone and free club babo.
Yeah, Pamo na mane ko Milan. And no ever boy. So that is the reality. Barcelona should move on. Jibo. Ma offer Arsenal for wallpaper and Fatoso. Why? Born again for Arsenal for wallpaper and Toso. Why? For Arsenal for wallpaper. Or Arsenal supported the wallpaper and that screen. See, Arsenal said they are marching to the Champions League. Or more marching on. Over permutations in league table now, they are the likeliest team. Send it that way. Arsenal for wallpaper, my and then Arsenal wallpaper. ah my year Arsenal supporter be why we need be friend me the bema Arsenal for more people dey they are marching onto the Champions League and that's on this is Arsenal
and one they can give bro
Martinelli nie Ben White nie Odegaard Smith Rowe ono Musa Bukayo Saka no they are marching on
qualify we man on
no they drew high be legend your friend say some legendary match boss chief match so Arsenal are marching on and I think say with the style of play and the pattern of play no they are the likeliest team say be built me as sana some make ateta nya de nim dia I think say they are play so well so let's wish to my friends at Arsenal all the very best. See Ronaldo ade no ye be koso abonaba so he deserves it ye de ye hu da obehye ejesi ne kakra ye hu no ma obeye de maaye na squad unfortunately sometimes in discussions say bibia ma na difficult so betimi abonaba so oba Juve kro obeye den tiedi hu Ronaldo kakra nti records na da so no Ronaldo 806 Beckham 805 Romario 772 where Pele Bajoze Ronaldo 807 yeah then Romario Eba Pele Leo and so Ekita 759 so that is the record oh boy against Cristiano Ronaldo you don't leave those spaces such spaces and what the man on several occasions obe punish you. And he nearly scored a perfect hat-trick because Shabaku with the head and I say 2 with the right foot no. Now the many generally say Sabona gave me 2 iconic pictures we had share on was it Saturday and I share hat-trick no Saturday right?
Yes, Saturday.
Saturday I share first goal no. The movement and the positioning of Cristiano Ronaldo. And Saturday I share iconic goal no against Porto. And we started the Dragao in the Champions League.
That was Champions League.
That Champions League, you know. Share. Take your time and watch the body positioning, the balanced nature of Nipediano. A call for also position is the same Cristiano Ronaldo after 15 years.
But we share in our pictures in me no. And you nipa they had you know. Muze ba ko na 9am ina ba wo de muze enyi ha you
so orena it seems that
also say unya picture na hwe be 20s mu ho no
the only thing is that
na hwe utri mi na you na ba hwe ne na no safa wa
me first ID card am the to aba na me kwesi bia na mchinwe ne ye twa na punk ni me sorry me nunu me trima it's just that
okay
say me nunu
but I say don't top brush
me ni ho me nunu
on top ya di nunu team
na some farmer for ho na me come back yeah me farmer for ho more than
it unya ho no ba no so unya ohia brush o de be nunu team onya bi
aho the brush I could be the one for brush so that is the situation so Ronaldo had that hat trick for team your friends at Manchester United. The good thing is that some player like Jadon Sancho more I start to more final more redeem with Manchester United. Let's hope say bet me and I know say against Atletico Madrid they will play the win and qualify to the quarter final. Syria na ede.
Just a minute.
Na say it will go down to the last wire and the 4 teams will be involved because Juventus are likely to place themselves among teams number fighting for the Scudetto and you don't underrate them because of their history in the Serie A.
Did you bet me aje?
Omo Bembe say and they between Omo Milan or that top is 7 points. Is it 7 points? 7 points. Juve no kan Milan who Serie A game.
There be Juve Inter Juve. Then Inter says and Omo drop 2 points. Yeah, against Torino.
So the points gap between Juve and Inter is about 5.
Yeah.
Napoli and Juve 4 points. And Juventus out close to our gap no. And so more close to our gap and that teams in the Serie more sure because the Serie A is just to lose at any point in time. And then Napoli, Milan, Inter, then team friends say Juventus.
League table has 29 games in the Italian Serie A. AC Milan 29 games 63 points. Napoli 29 games 60 points. Inter Milan 28 games, one outstanding game, Bologna and Ebebo, 59 points. Juve 29 games, 56 points. Atalanta 5th position, 28 games, 48 points. Papa and Roma at also 6, 29 games, 48 points. And I said Papa so be jaga so be top 4 more. I said between Papa and the top 4 4th position the Juve.
It seems
Papa or 48. And that means 8 points.
So it's done.
Now that top here 7. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I said practical will be able to be better. The chance that this is driven in top 4 position. So
Charisma Don Papa or say I'm enjoying the show from Sunyani. In fact, hey, Asamaba. Mbella and Mfege are magnificent players which they need to be praised always. And no idea or day Abba and no. Don't hear John say I'm watching you live from UEW Kumasi campus. Yeah, some messages in the Bob. Steven say never heard. No, my question.
Almost one near the original. Ubu Watama, Uju and Ukrana, and then Nijida. Buatama, no sooner Rahune, Weniji, at the Cronwa. Biana DNA on any Giabana or then you win G. Nti the omu ya omu ye no mu kwa ne betima chirim.
It is the supporters na ye no. Enra wodo man wo wani je ho. Mi ma dwena omu de ye. There be pese bibisa. Wo oni ma dwena omu de ye. By team akobobo ena mo lusu. Ena yakoso coach. Wo abas wani je ho.
Enya ni je bre.
To inform so.
Me nyesa me inform se bre no me enya ni je bre ma me.
Na me so mpene so.
No. Ubusa me masem. Me se me enya ni je bre ma me. It is hard time no we me bibia mani ntime nyi because ye bo me ye dey na mesere obi a ye bo me na mesere na tese nya no ma o dia se ntino minim de na omo de no omo ye
ndi omo e ba ne sei
omo ne wonchire mu
e ba ne sei amonti
ye kopie mu e ko ye no hula baru bebrebe de fa ma video so de ye supporters de e ko mo fa so kopie doma ye ko ye de region no ye se the whole house of folk team ni striker. The whole house of folk, you need striker. Your boy, more striker. What do you say? You're more striker. Kofi Koji from Division 1 and your Kofi Koji. From Division 1 and your staff Kofi Koji. And to also Kofi Koji, Division 1. No, about 2 seasons, 3 seasons now, so Nimba. You must explain. Now, what's what you're saying? Division 1, no first now, so get now. Fantastic no abo azake so azake 3-4 years ni akofa no ni atele akofa Mugi Ibrahim from RTU no abo be 4-5 years ni akofa no and you akofa Division 1 ya abo 2 seasons 3 seasons wona de
how supporters ni dia no mo frame oh say Abbas ya uta create confusion with team mo
Akara Lions you stop no ya boy match maku level pa check ya 11 goals wa
Abbas mess about so be
enti de be say kan enipa wa 7 wo so wanya de who drop no. You bought 11 matches as of over 7 goals. As the best can say, yeah, your team the has in your pay. We in here, Mecca. 1 year, Mecca. A house and your pay. You saw the Saturday from Friday to Saturday, up and down. Sa ne sa de copy do maybe do come on at 12 o'clock.
Abbas, me da say, mess about Subium, young league games of course over the weekend. Matches echo so over the weekend said the kind they are two Adriana Sawati no has echo Adriana Doma and Adriana Stars echo boy Adriana Stars winning by a long goal so as soon as Santiago eshe baby any goal star head coach Edmar Krasofo we any some day etu both supporter no or say scoreline o magia tum na de enti o mo ntimi Asante Kotoko amo no goal star supporter no na HHM de enti a enra o mo ntimi Asante Kotoko amo
Light in the house.
Must winners, especially when a coach says it is not over.
1-0-0.
Very, very bad on my part. Say make us me declare winning. By all point be a doer. Yes, to me. Call league no say oh dead we there. We are all the analysis now. Me time last season. Ubekaya. Me call here. Call for Kaya, but eventually no. Because me trusting your analysis no. Me try some few matches. Me have a maybe imagine as far as the league is concerned, but Kotokodom game after game age na yi one game me hu say e boa mo yes point na mo ko fa before this weekend match no enti nkakra no omdom hu gina yi and Enra was a good win, confident booster anya just the win, but the fact that you bang in 5 goals I'm just season we first time on match say ochina bi no. If you have to fall on some other players, now I say players no be what na how more be. Now ba be BB so and they Kotoko back line no. Why in such a way that say baako be show obebo because and then mudane miso si muda
Mubarak
ne Ganiu but Ganiu nya injury no the obebe sha ho no obebo ye apel because recently no so bo wo say na Ganiu apel ni Ganiu Mubarak Ganiu then apel Ganiu now enti sa na we no wo hwe fifiri ho no a ho na most times nya the teams do na ho odin gina because edman gina almost more was in such a way say Blay Mubarak now oye saying Agadas so we be sha honoma the on neighbor no on na border so they understand themselves so betimi abo then animu ho kra no omu say in figure ni Mbella omu mienu no but and then no the another one na ka ho especially so this say obo front three send e be ya in case you miss one of them or even two of them still no we be team in such a way that at least still I'll bet many results
and debate BP or stadium I mean miss out obo in figure ni Mbella Diana Makai before I na obeko we in so no these two players so far games on mabo a lot of foreign players are back to bet me I say we need the best akotoko in their history
action too so because sisi I can say combine all my 20 goals
the likes of Ameture a couple patron
is it ebia on say look at the two
Clovis Kambu Sanji Mbola
but you Kambu dey better Sanji Mbola than Kambu dey you mo film
oh
Sonny Yakuba ne
Sonny
Yakuba ne Ameture na ye be mo na aka position
it was who choose Mbella and
but I think one numbers no as
the best foreign players on Mabokotoko.
Just that they miss good chances as well. Me momudie for the life of me. Me need technical idea. Me need anything. So I'm not talking as a coach or anything about coaching, but I'm saying that football na yen na resource in tina yebo. Even here supporters or don't support a resource in tia. You don't care who would dribble. Do you know why PSG supporters no ombe huru me the way I see
but it can also be possible say yema say the padodo na eno mo so abodu no mo wo after president cup now
we happy say
after president cup now oje no
kotoko
akrafo aso ano good for them team number it's also opportunity to show appreciation to aduma abodu aye
into on plan so on be so ano
na say bibi o wiase be plan answer na aye
into me say you see you one say make us happen twice
it's there na won hwe ne say kotoko na wa show which most kotoko supporters na supporters be pese omu coach bia no coach say two teams na kotoko ne has dey say wutimi hye e no mu fu say sa de na wa ye nti no wa lusu de but ye bo abaso
you see mini problem with so mo bana baso ntina make say it was planned maybe somebody sat and planned say coach ni ba yes you show appreciation of the fact that wa kotoko but you want so be ho no say spontaneous and ni je na aba no na ye show me ya na me pay no more because no ya na innate straight away any correlation bia and no one is yana I was soro Samia. Yes, what do see it is not over. Mini problem. But my catch board has fraternity. He say, more concentration on what didn't quite Africa no money. At least it's another route to Africa. At least. So make my league now. So be it. Fair enough. Mini problem. You never a boy my because a bear one. I just said they will do something extraordinary, but I don't see it because see, as of Bobo, but go passing the ball in the tournament. No, what is that question? Who can say me say? So okay, most of the goals now, Kofi Koji now, Di Maria, and the creative spark
of the team.
That means there's something wrong as far as coaching is concerned. Because the Maria were footballers, they will get injury, they will lose, they will get a loss of form, and many other things. So what do you do in the absence of Di Maria? Say, render service to deliver.
Liverpool without Musala, Liverpool Salah kauna.
And but results the crop I say unya. That is why
bet me a competitive say the Salah kauna.
But Unim. When you take
Van Dijk injury.
Me pacho. Oh, you compete here and came into the top 4.
But eventually, Liverpool and challenge.
Van Dijk injury, no. It is not Van Dijk injury, no, and a creative problem, no.
But the example.
No. You see, at a point, look, Liverpool lose back line, no. Central defenders, and you know about the midfielders as central defenders. Almost also have a play. But I'm okay. Shamancha. You can go there. I had a chance to back. Me no see. On Sunny Jack, Coach Badu, echo me no ni wo. It's small by you score coach na use. Many I'm in charge. Me no see.
Ba for me that say. You better also.
You say mbam kakra. Ba for there.
Meba also. Yes sir, meba also.
We all meba.
Meba also.
Me kasa say we say
Ricky. I'm in you.
Well, I think sir because somebody is trying to encouraging the supporters and he always wants to be an inspiration to them. And say no mamuya dena no my words are a bit me a pija supporters no. How wasteful the forwards have been since match day 1. And a house of 4 strikers in here wasteful since match day 1. Multimedia goose. Match day 1, match day 2 abasa this is this point.
I said na go fit koji goose no.
But we say Kofi was my describing in a certain way. And that is a discussion. Of course, coach, technical team sometimes they even discuss Kofi Koji issue. No. Nyatana say Kofi Koji no ba no atano, he gives you 1 goal. But over total play of 90 minutes for greater part of the game, about 70 minutes, he's not involved in play. But because of the strength on the number, he will manage to get you 1 goal. So he has gotten them, I think, 7 goals.
And to say,
no, me now a feel of technical team the discussion now goes on. Board system then say the center forward should be involved in play. And see, so Osho last season here, Omoji Premier League, you know, Kofi Obi Junior, a free Barnier. Then was it Isaac Mensah? These were the 3 players of the boy. How rotational no more ye no more transfer betimenya goals ediama akara sofuk and it will start not even a striker that will be a bench warmer to Kofi Koji because he has realized he has been working on these strikers among fa de opet emma no eti before the transfer windows no be close no percenter for the betimenya house of 4 goals. And so House of Folk at any point in time they are playing this particular season, they will always get at least 3 decent chances.
Okay.
That has been the strength of the team. And it is a sign of a good team. Team are a good in inside. All what team create chances. But the end result when they converted those chances that have been created. And so that is the problem a coach in facing is say.
Okay.
He has to manage the season for House of Folk. A difficult one between win the Premier League, you know.
Okay.
They also they have to focus so much on the FA Cup. Omoje FA Cup, no one trust on between a place where
who has a free title race.
Then I say it's about 80% impossible.
Okay.
But what as you? Major 20 because this is football. It's full of uncertainties when team predicting BBL missing. Some 20%, but it's about 80% impossible so between retain it title. So that is the situation when House of Folk. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Ebo Baba Sports Stadium.
My name is Asa question me. Mbella and Figi. The best foreign import Asante Kotoko.
So Yakuba waje Liga na. I think say
Yakuba was it no moje NC tournament. But that year no here. After any problems na start no. Yeah.
Then a season later.
No dey any Africa no.
A season later South Africa.
The Bobo Africa na no Bobo
Africa na no Bobo NC no. And Africa no, he was very very influential in the Africa campaign. And Kotoko for the first time in about 12-14 years Omobo into the group stage. Money zone. So that is very very instrumental. Son Yakuba one big figure edaho. And we can probably conclude on this. So me that guys will bet me every season in league you know. Me a share going forward kakra aka ho.
Into standard of judgment in Africa.
Say and make us a son et me boy nsi no. Mo je. Which you bet me compare to league standard kakra. You get it. Then the season later was before that was about Africa. I take you Kotoko into the money zone. So you pick the NC Kotoko winning that title, being involved. You pick the Confederation Cup no more into the money zone group stage now. Really quite of a huge demand Son Yakuba. But these guys, they've had impressive season. I mean, on my debut campaign with Kotoko, and I like this. They will continue to win the Premier League. And to some league new year, then we can conclude on that discussion. Kotoko team na Kasano. So, share teams BC Mokumu. Unless you meet Kotoko share team ne forward no, PC to run at the back line of Kotoko. Kotoko problem no. 4 and 5. Some I can't ask them now.
FM 100.7.
Yaguso ayeden sem ewa gudiemu bro. Today's post and was guso awuti hayo ye 100.7. David Obinyako kasama for Edema Kumasi Asante Kotoko o studio David Akwaba so na Joe and Chibosi ako say Joe ono susu e studio ha say Joe Akwaba from the United States of America
Melas minia
Sasia mami nti ansa na ma company fo mi no na Zakito Bema na afi ye ne David Edinkumo
say born again ya on for league table no to some kasem. Yeah, as far as we are concerned, House of Folk in terms of winning the league they are out. House of Folk to win defending league no.
Sia who declares has
but declare straight out.
Omo ntimi defend omo
They cannot.
Omo timi be league na enyo dey.
Happen as far as Ghana league are concerned. And my experience am go Ghana league am dey kasa se.
Na me so omo timi be enyo dey.
I don't say ANC na obi me ANC
untwampo makaka nto ho.
Me say my head flat Kotoko. Say obi betimi ha Kotoko a it should be Aduana. And no have my doubt. So me call the league for Kotoko. I think the other second round na because for them to lose.
O ma me ntwampo ma.
Say me mpumatwa. Me mpumatwa through jam e ba omo nchimi nkumi. But I still insist separate the league na ye bono. House of Folk entimi and catch up and be defended unlike last season there no. And now me league table no. A points gap between Omani and Santi Kotoko. We are not here the performances. Not the performance of Kotoko edema. If Kotoko crash you win league home matches.
Foreign players ne referee Sulama.
Goli.
Yes.
Level be a foreign player be a Ghana hawabo be a Mbella Mfege adro. Level be a I mean try free Kotoko kwana me cause and good. Dr. Kofi and that level these boys are there. The only man Yabo league in 20 matches, some 14 matches to go. The kind of performance of one day, week in week out, they are leading the Kotoko attack, making sure that they are scoring the goals. Masa, Obu deserve every credit. It is Obi a name per baby league, no, almost a little over halfway. No, Obi Edomo compare those players. It means he said they can even go further than that. They only once in a day. Right? Obi say player Yakuba. When you are doing, but performance no and live up to Dino Nya sa. What I say? Supporters no be done. And then Dino ebe household name in Ghana. Ana Yakuba. But you got to your point. Now you man Jemfi and Safiu. There's Safiu guy no.
Yeah.
Omni na Eli di Kotoko attack on the goals. Even in Africa. Africa not Jemfi Safiu no. But not we know the more they bono. At least not as a second or player, second or third field to say players no, but he had a name. This Mfege and Mbella, they've been fantastic honestly. So because they don't have or more, and they be American me player from na me who Mbella na me say or no one player many because or Jibwa or dead defenders. And then on a match, and I mean agent we bar stadium.
Unu agent.
Of course, international football agent. You will cross Michelle
international football agent.
Yes. About stadium. And I'm catching and say onya but no one share Mbella no. And I say me catch order. Me catch catch aba say onya. Makasi catch order. Say Mbella Jibwa. As for nyintum say. Obnyintum say. So for David want to know.
Me Bobo say.
And my friend from the States.
Area on highway sports.
My friend from the States. I will just give it to
why na me de obusiana ma back. Why?
Me permission opa.
Zagido. Bem kakrai.
Yeah. One, let's set this straight. the new IFAB laws allows assistant referees to do what the man did. Yes, okay, law 5. We talked about assistant referees and other officials. Talk about assistant referees and other match officials. And see another screen is law 6. The other match officials. And you can see and it's about again the last part in the baba. I want a referee assistant line.
I'm voting at Temo.
Yeah, Mutina Tempa, little on Mutina Tempa.
Now one of me will go park in the soccer day.
Yeah.
Assistant referees will go park so. Say if you from
and you can the last part and I will say what they can do. What does assistant referees can do? And the last part, the assistant referee may enter the field of play to help control the 9.15 meters, that is 10 yards distance. Don't you have a counter? Referee no baby no nam no. And he need to be closer to obtain that 9.15 distance now meters distance no. Understand? Until they so close because then referee na come baby cry. And the way no. Based on now because say oh muhunu aboche get that use no definitely here to do this because be any they will refer to VR and other but before na VR nyamba no mo ye tama no nya VR ni sa nyama no mo lines no eba park no so to control that 10 yards meters now as a referee it was a perfect officiating and I think say Jimmy for no more was because we say but how he was able to read that quick pass no who's a referee that came no back closer no e some line 2 about so for Jibu one of the most entertaining 5-0 I've ever watched in the Ghana Premier League.
More hobos and intensities why
only how cry
Mr. David Obinyako akwaba
Osha black me also
na bibi aboko de
Osha white now Osha black
so one Osha fight so we traditional here Obisha blacker na esa semasi Obisha fufu a na esa niji aba enti mehemu mienu a as communication director the Mass and Tokotoko and also as NCC organizer deputy organizer national national mentally puso. Be very careful. Enra has Lucy into also she black as Enra.
Oje trophy che bi asa.
The master ne aduana. And he has because master ne has.
Liga ya bo se obi a show.
David
Anopai de boko am fa cha kese ba mo Maseda na Medibre your supporters. This week na ye challenges me enu. Back where +1 challenge. I just over park for me count of an bra. The other one was also the virtual sea challenge. Many na supporters ni so. Unfortunately, I know soon high kaka reporting and they say the count or several parts of Kumasi before class say pete or by. I was no I said I'm to gidi. Oh by so ma ni very and come your major somber park no because of his soon in able moment but still the share game now see about 15 minutes to the game now where numbers I Wogita Omuna was struggling to come into the fielder. It shows supporters ni so mo. Kakra me can say aya ade aba hu ni say mostly aya bo matches fans no arrive a bit late. So basa ma tension and pressure eba gate mestre say if you have the opportunity to come a bit earlier.
And I mean problem bi wo amokum. As at 6:10 6:15 thereabout. Many probably the line take it now a problem I take it in this no
not take it all but one of the high point areas your ball matches especially say starting match one of the areas I supporters sometimes 0.7 to the other areas but Makom gate in the iron pressure kakra into miss say as at now because if a system need to advanced take it it will be appropriate say fans no be try no more bad them so that you avoid these things because ideally it shouldn't be the case. I think it to advance take it amount 40 meters so that would get
do no
room now so easily for you but we have a system that does not allow it. Hard pa.
When na nyoma me hu ye de na is scabao at a point we do gate and I'm say mint me for me can room. Inside I am baby enu abeti park your car.
A parking space in there a bit limited. Inside no.
But me real no and I'm a tell o say cars ahodo na egum from Bridgena me ba nyina no unza manfo apake o muka sa besia no na ze no discover you
Manopa na ebenya the financial reporter sika enya but
in the discover
it say very encouraging but I believe say it's motivating to all of us say +1 no say ye twaso ya by and by we can fill Baba Sports Stadium and me assure say even say so no to in na obi oba Arabia no one no because we enjoy very exciting football and once in a very long time Kotoko share 5 unanswered goals mostly say share goals are once you consider one or bisa but my main for opportunity when I can say sometimes OT analysis now we make it seem as if say our weakest point is our defense this season. The statistics do not prove so.
Obi the message about or say no mo be just 3 games per ewa mokum. And the confess our problem ne buy.
Okay, then next week we will try and open all the gates at Amakum. We will try near big gates in there. Kakra me can say our defense is not our weakest point. We are building a team that is very solid and that can compete. So for me, I think our defense is doing well. And just like every other department of our game, you know, we have to strengthen those departments. Mutuality one na said that and
I don't mutuality ako.
Oh,
my main cotton de kakra. My bani atos na fi my bass ejo na aba so aba. Sports where
Roman father Joe.
So don't put the message we aba for Oza. You do center line tickets kwa na. 100.7 VVIP.
Okay.
Nti mun check sa anyoma ni nyina Tosis Canada che na mo check na baba ana ponya nsese yakoba wanya okay ya unhu boot no so fabu sensors ne ba na
enche bia boot ne part of ZP sponsorship of the Asante Kotoko almost provided boots na my already can piloting for 20 locations Kumasi 20 near the Kenya 10 this week here I been move boots no from Adakojachi to the respective locations Adakojachi.
Okay. There's a video now in and one no.
Say media no one some penetrate everywhere.
Baba I born again. Half a video. It boot in here.
And it's ZP boots no. We say Kotoko logo any ZP. Oh, so far my sample 10. It
will be to say about so cost register mbejeno.
Oh, yeah, why not? Why not? Oba, or cancel register. Why not? Yebe jeno. Send dodo na yepe.
Because it's
important. And no, I mean who report to be about. I think on Twitter, if I can verify. And I'm Messi Barcelona where the country was sponsorship coming from Spotify. So what? Because all those Barcelona claims they have a lot of fun, about 350. No, they have only 3 million registered supporters. So because of that, they couldn't really get the full amount of sponsorship and here from Spotify. So I think this is telling every Kotoko supporter say if you really want the club to be doing well, then we have to use all means possible. Say do now say signing up to the Fabu Sensors project now. All the ones can on a monthly basis. Go and register. And I say benya numbers who campaign, but at least register so that we get your data. Say we're a member of Asante Kotoko, and then you're a supporter of the club. Ebasa say negotiating for sponsorship near there to help us. Into any ZP boots very soon. Because of this, we can say the CC strategic location may be CBR. You better one picture near.
You got to say no idea.
You got to say so. I don't be bring now with my ZP transaction. Use ZP mobile money platform.
Yeah.
With my Access Bank, internet banking, and I say you can say mobile banking with my Access Bank or with my insurance from Star Lifestyle Insurance. So replica Jesus in the bar. With my idea.
I know come so baby sir. Let's see us and the bene baba.
We are waiting for shipment. So let's say this week or next week.
Nah ba. Until next week.
Next week or next 2 weeks.
Okay.
And most importantly, for Fabu Sensors, we will be on a bit with the phone and our internet. I register right from the onset. Until we are more like a mini Kotoko offices position and strategic areas in Kumasi. Pilot in here is successful. We are going to move these things all over the country. In crime.
Almost the Abasa hand, you know.
These things are good initiatives, and if you adopt it, it's
of
course. Wait, Marco Zipe. Wait, Marco. Say Zipe. Tell me what money now. Wait, Marco. No Zipe transactions. No problem. So once I will use it, then I want to and this is also a way to create employment for Masante Kotoko followers as well.
It's a more for Martin here. When you're going to
what say you have to end the Kotoko Juma, so it's an opportunity to create. And say very soon, say do a very proper launching, and we are going to come out with all the needed information.
Okay. Send also banner that.
And that's that.
My last message now.
Anything last message now Kotoko supporters are say. Say so far so good. Almost saw the policy say they ban. And him say econo. The season will continue to get better. The most important thing they say baby we need the Ghana Premier League, which is the most important league in the Ghana football system.
Now can say President Cup now has J. So for FIFA trophies are FIFA recognized here. President Cup and count.
Striker, my main kind of say President Cup to say community shield. Okay, although it's a trophy away England,
FIFA recognize it.
It's within the local.
To be sure, President Cup and every.
Oh, issue that yesterday season, nobody thought say there's a period of that about President Cup. But of course, they are able to honor the president of the land. Our very supportive of football, the 8 minutes and hands down. But in America, the most important trophy in the Ghana football system is the Ghana Premier League. It's my attention call. Now,
for last message in the Vienna.
Kakra Sidana.
Okay. Abbas, many can interview the Yamame. Where you are to join him?
Minino has him.
Oyo Kotokoni.
Okay.
Omo Mutijina I said, on be defend the Kotokon.
Oh, dear. Bibi ti say on be defend Kotoko say.
Some be say Kotoko koyi.
Ekoyi.
They say they are we no.
Nanka has.
It's what's your unia?
Kotoko na has him.
As you say, Obi amemo interview Obi na
we interview na Kotoko koyi.
Oh, America.
Même se via o me na chef via.
Your friend Joe and Chubosi akọ. Baby na friend say Joe. The best can interview na.
Kotoko koyi is the interview.
Kotoko koyi.
Enkoyi me interview na Kotoko enkoyi. Ah, na uni Usembo tutumri kana say bompa man.
It was just to say Kotoko Usembo.
As so di kan. American ye tu ye nwie. What you say? What you say bompa man.
Usembo tu na finish.
What you say? Have you started?
Yeah. Say Usembo beti ahia masano.
Ah, say obusan so e bia kwa ba na.
100.7. Radio dia Michael say na me won na ase am de ba no.
So why dey?
Say na mo de mo be bonu kumase ya.
I show be for so obo no mo dey.
Yes, what you say for? 5. So me bona baso why dey?
Ya show be for obo bona baso.
Ah, nyame si dey besi bi emphasize da ma no. Bona baso why dey? Why dey pa Michael say why dey? Me na me ko na won be go.
Amen kono so
bra.
Ora John Chubosi akwakwa be bi mu.
Yeah, ni attack.
So ba Ghana bibi aboko na be do da bai.
Me fan say 3 days.
Sa. Tu wa hakaka na say wo mu de say mo ye ya.
Oh, me che.
Obeche.
Me pese me hwe any house bobo na sakra na.
Jenu di na ba ya na.
Waka.
So unse no abi ba ya no. Me be dru kumase ya. Ana me cost dey. Na me VIP na me yino no bi kasa na me say o. Ball no mo ya dey ba from 25th minute we won so be start ya bre na by 32nd minute e be she go. Me e wa anso na she go.
There's analysis and why you go start team no.
Yes, because now we ball no mo bona. Omo tumi kala Kotoko so. Oni ye bona tumi ka be bra be du be no ba bre. Ana wo bra Kotoko team no omo mno.
Oni mfika ka mutum wache Patrick Azaki ana.
Oh, eno de ye ma je se make ka bia je o e ba Sunday na se se mani age. Okay. And tonight just say me.
I dey match someone wonders near Monday.
Yeah, Chimana Monday. Based on na if for their mind. Yeah, especially for clubs with 11 wonders. So say so on both has and our Kotoko. Some men will create revenue. It is about a Sunday never bomb clubs no so sustain. Now the question man there. That's the system we find ourselves.
No, na So what had a bedi nkomo sa. Is it ma you dey abra.
The date na was send there.
And then I work and the chair supporters.
Oh, me dey adeba ko.
So focus TV ho ye.
Nyame ado.
Is it would you din o?
Unia. Papa say ni nyina no ye Asante Kotoko adwuma ya. Ye ma ne kofa ba ye nyina ne say me ba Ghana last year. Na me ba ye na hu say management na adwuma na omo ye no. Sabe omuni kamafo. Na kamafo ahefo ne betie Kotoko supporters ya na ye nuanu bi na be kasa ne betie.
Ene ma kofa focus TV ba na.
Eho na kofa ba ye. Okay. Ana me say omuni kamafo radio for no some say no mo be ka bi. But the yeah supporters here beka no.
The supporters na so that no presenters.
And yeah, they say we say your management no because but ene the no. So far so na be you. Okay. And you na ye di.
Say you samu akwa ba biom. Ye be di nkomo bebe. Abas. Abas ye nko. Wanya Tabia takum. Say we na o ye.
Tabia the mama me
tab. Ye dey ani, ye dey ginger. Ye dey black pepper.
There's also has
and a turmeric and a dia turmeric no kwa mechiri mu sei
ani enko enim
kambe chema mu ati ase and a dia Tabia takum na we ma be ma ye be ma mu se ka se ma be ma ye be ma mu a be ma wo begina yi a Tabia takum e na wo hia
se de ko to gina yezeze no
o sei
se de ko to gina yezeze no
yankoi
de kosi nra na isi nusufo na ba nti de kan say house of folk ni epe ti house chia ye be hese betere na mi timi ko ka beche masem na mi timi ko ka dua na asem e house na mepe hwese de nra o mo tese ya lusu dua na no a obi a onko stadium krakro ma no woko obi onko stadium da no bi koi se be ya kotokonso be hye na gam no asa ayemo eti so ke yenum bi se de bi ade kan say league ni ye de kotokon ebo se akurugu be didi ayaman fanko